you're trying to attract girls, you might encounter some problems. You might know that you have low confidence, maybe you don't look the part, maybe you don't know what to say, or there might be another reason which you don't know. For a big part of my life, getting girls was always a struggle. And when I was younger, I was just madly insecure. I had so much problems, so much insecurity talking to other people, especially girls. And even though I looked pretty good physically, I still got no results. So here are the 3 mistakes that most young guys make when trying to attract their dream partner. Number 1 is you're cutting yourself out. Nobody wants to hang around a loser. By you cutting yourself out, by you not approaching, by you not making yourself visible, by constantly staying in the corner thinking of yourself as like this mysterious guy, this nonchalant guy, nobody's gonna want to approach you, nobody's gonna want to be friends with you. Now you might think that you look like this, you know, this sort of like mysterious guy who people are kind of interested in. But in reality, no one gives a shit. I had the same mindset for years and I never got attention. I always thought that like people were talking about me. I always thought that like I was the center of attention, but I never was. Secondly, it's you not showing that you are attracted. I used to be like this all the time. You know, when girls would talk to me, I would always act nonchalantly. I would always act cold. I would always show that like, no, I'm not interested in you. I always thought that if I showed to them that I'm not attracted to them, they would think, or they would perceive of me as like kind of mysterious. I thought that they would get more interested in me. We've all seen this video of like 5 guys talking to this girl and she's not interested in any of them. But then one guy walks in and like he's barely even talking to her. He's barely saying hello to her and he talks to his guys. And he's the guy she's the most interested in. I thought I was being this guy. I thought I was acting like him when I was very cold to these girls, when I barely talked to them, when I barely showed any interest. However, in reality, it was that I was not building any excitement. I was not building any attraction for them at all. And so they never became interested. By you being scared to make moves, she's realizing that in reality. And if she is forced to make moves on you, she'll definitely lose attraction for you. Now, third thing is you having the she needs to approach me kind of mindset. How do you think most guys get their girls? Do you really think that they just spend their time outside and every single girl just walks up to them? Well, I'll tell you right now, that is not the case. 99% of times, a girl will not approach you. Women don't approach guys. In 99% of cases, they just don't. So instead of waiting for the almost impossible of a girl approaching you, when you yourself know that you're not good enough, then do the opposite. Then do the thing that's actually gonna get you results, which is you walking up to her instead. You need to stop being afraid of trying to start up conversations with people. My name is Jume, and I make self-improvement videos for young guys trying to improve their lives. If you're interested in my paid community of where I teach how to attract more girls and a higher quality of them, then check out the link in the description. So here are the 3 strategies and action steps to help you fix these mistakes. Number 1, you gotta stand out. By you standing out, people will notice you. And not only just guys, but girls as well. When you are the center of attention, when you are sort of like the popular guy, when people notice you, girls will start noticing you. And when girls notice you, you just got a higher chance of someone being interested in you. You might think that if you were to hide in a corner, some girls might be attracted to you, some girls might be interested in you. Well, that's not the case because by you being stuck in the corner, they barely even realize that you're there. I have so many like girls tell me that they didn't even realize I existed because I was stuck in that corner until I changed myself. So how do you stand out? The best way for you to stand out is to just work on yourself. Develop your social skills, work on your physique, work on your looks. You know, basic social things that improve your charisma, your physique, your looks, your social skills. These are the most important things that you need to improve on. Secondly, you need to show that you're interested to the girl. When you're talking to someone that you like, you always want to show that you're interested. Now, some guys might be scared because they think that, oh, if I show interest, she's gonna think I'm weird. And I used to think the same way. But what you don't realize is that if you don't show her that you're interested, how is she gonna find out? How is she gonna know if you're interested or not? As I said before, you can't constantly keep thinking that she needs to make the moves. She needs to do this, she needs to show that she is interested. That's not her job. It is your job to show that you are interested. It is her job to reject you or to accept you. By you not showing an interest, you can't expect them to show it back. When I say to start showing that you're interested, don't take it too far. Don't start simping for her, buying her things. At that point, you're doing too much. Don't start going out of your way to make her perception of you better. Because At that point, you're just being obsessive and needy, and then you're worse off than where you started. But even though that you show that you're interested in her, you always want to act in abundance. You always want to be aware that you have the capability of attracting other girls. By you having this mindset of you yourself knowing that you can attract other girls, not just this one girl, you're gonna start caring less. You're gonna get less over-invested. You'll be less needy, less obsessed. And if she does reject you, it's gonna be easier for you to move on. Now, third step is to actually cold approach people and cold approach girls. Truth is that girls almost never cold approach, and they almost never will. 99% of times, girls don't cold approach. And this might shock a lot of guys because, I don't know, some guys may have thought that like girls cold approach all the time if you look good enough. But I'm telling you, what you see on social media barely happens in real life. That's like 1% of the time. It never happens. And you can stand there arguing with me, saying like, oh, girls do cold approach. But why stand there arguing when you can actually just do something about it? So instead of always expecting her to cold approach you, which she never will, I'm telling you, you cold approach her. Walk up to her and start a conversation. Most guys in here won't do it because they're just too scared. And I was the same. But by you developing the skill of being able to talk to anyone, and especially girls, attracting them will become a lot more fun and easier. So how do you actually cold approach someone? How do you actually walk up to a girl and start a conversation with her? You might think that there's a secret to a cold approaching, but really there's not. It's actually just walking up to her and just saying hello. That's it. There's no script to what to say. There's no pickup lines, no nothing like that. It's just you walking up, introducing yourself. You're done. That's it. Now you've successfully cold approached someone. That's it. It's not that hard. You just go up to someone and say, hey, my name is Jumae, what's yours? That's it. And then again, some guys might just be too scared to do this. They might get like anxious at the thought of cold approaching someone, at the thought of walking up to someone and saying hello. But even if you do get this emotion, even though you get this fear, you still gotta do it. Because I'm telling you, it's not gonna get that much better if you just sit around waiting for someone else to cold approach you. And that's never gonna happen. It's not gonna help much if you just sit around at home doing nothing. So the best way for you to improve yourself is to actually just walk up to someone and saying hello. So what happens now? If you implement what I've taught you today, for a while, nothing is gonna happen. And that's normal. If you start going to the gym today, you don't expect to see progress tomorrow or the day after. But I promise you, if you stay consistent on these things, in a few weeks or in months, you'll start to see progress. You'll start to see a boost in confidence. You'll see that more people are interested in you. You'll see that more people want to talk to you. And as your confidence improves and your anxiety and insecurity become less, you might actually start to attract the girls that you've always dreamed of. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.